Welcome back to Good Morning Football. Peter and Nate and Kay and Keenan Allen again.
That's it, all week. It's been a hell of a long week. I'm really ready to get out of this jersey. I lost the challenge with Keenan Allen. I will not be running this one back.
Yeah, I think some of the Chargers are ready to get out of the jersey, too.
I'm shipping my car on this thing. I honestly want to run it back with Keenan, though, where if something happens, he has to wear my college jersey.
Okay.
We'll see about that.
I was thinking he was going to wear your plaid shirt from the show.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay.
There's no flies for me or anything. You're keeping that puppy nice and fresh.
Well, you know me, Kay. I don't sweat or anything,
Not
it's
you.
nice and fresh as a daisy.
Will Selva's out in the newsroom in Culver City. What's lost on the audience? Oh, no, not now. He's wearing Raiders pants.
Raiders pants? Because it makes sense.
How's that going with Twitter? Raiders Twitter going after you, Kyle?
Never mind Twitter. Do you know how annoyed Schrager is about that I'm wearing Raiders pants? And he wants to punch me so badly. Yeah, wearing a winless Bengals jam. He's just making fun of my stuff.
We're just the top
The
of our
last day of wearing that Keenan Allen jersey. All right, let's get to some news here. Well, Tom Brady currently has a passer rating of 88.5, his lowest in a season since 2013 when it was 87.3. A low passer rating for him is rare. Even more rare is an injury actually slowing him down. Now, an elbow injury forcing him to be a limited participant during their Thanksgiving Day practice. The only Patriots player downgraded to this status from Wednesday to Thursday. The injury first surfaced last week, but obviously not 100% or kept him from playing in the win over the Cowboys. Now, the Patriots don't appear to have an issue at quarterback, but they do at kicker. That's because Nick Folk underwent an emergency appendectomy. He's out for Sunday night's game against the Texans. So New England is reportedly going to go with Kai Forbath. He would be the team's fourth kicker this season. Well, it's a good news, potentially bad news situation in Minnesota. First, the good. Receiver Adam Thielen could return on Monday night. The bad, running back Dalvin Cook may miss it with a chest injury. Cook limited in practice. If he can't go, the Vikings will go to rookie Alexander Mattison. Now, earlier this week, members of the Vikings offensive line helped families in need get ready for Thanksgiving by distributing 250 meals at the Salvation Army. It provided families with turkeys in addition to sides, including potatoes, stuffing, and green beans. And what Thanksgiving meal would be complete without pumpkin pie as well, which I'm sure all of you took part in. Even you, Peter, with your porterhouse steak, you must have had some pumpkin pie to go with it.
No desserts, just steaks. That's all it is. Steak on steak on steak. We love Thanksgiving. That's the way it was. It was good.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. You guys looking good in those PJs.
Thank you, Will.
Yep.
You know who's eating steak today? Western New York. They're so fired up. Bills versus Cowboys.
Not wings.
It took us a little while to talk Bills. A woman on Twitter, Sandy Niz, said, took long enough, Dallas, blah, blah, blah. That's just tweeting at the show right now. How about this? Can I get some next-gen stats on the twerk right here? Boom! Please put the next-gen stats on how hard Josh Allen spiked that ball. I think it was a record.
Celebration?
Maybe so. Time of their lives, Adams. They're in Jerry World. 4th and goal. Zeke's wide open. Late, short, flat, nothing. Zeke making a lot of money. Doesn't get the ball at all.
I could have thrown that ball.
Is that what she said?
That was what she said.
And what did he say right there, Nate?
Where's he going?
He said, I'm gone.
He gone, me gone, 26-15. And the Bills, a sterling 9-3. But you know what? Let's talk about the Cowboys. Dak Prescott, another loss, 6-6. Hey, Rain Dakota, what do you have to say about this one?
100%. There's no belief has been lost, no confidence has been lost. This is simply execution, and it's on players. And that's kind of what that conversation was. Credit the leaders, credit Michael Bennett, those guys that started that. It was a great conversation. It was a great conversation, a lot of great words passed, but it's just all about us executing and just getting the job done, and it starts throughout the week about us doing things better.
He used his legs a little bit more than usual, tried to take matters into his own hands. It was not enough. Looking at the AFC playoff picture after the Buffalo Bills got the win, 9-3, that puts them within a game and a half of the Patriots, not just for the AFC East lead, gents, but for the #1 spot in the AFC overall. This win should firmly entrench the playoff picture for this squad. So, do you want to have a Bills Love Fest?
Go on.
Yes, let's
Go
do it.
on ahead now. Go on.
I'm going to start with you. You have your cantaloupes line. I can't really handle that
can't
this
do that
early in
either.
the morning.
Yeah.
This team was fun to watch yesterday above everything else.
They had the juice, and it was like, they're really good and young. And I said this yesterday on the show that in Tremaine Edmonds and Tre'Davious White and Ed Oliver, they've got 3 of the youngest, coolest defensive players in the sport. But because they play in Western New York on CBS at 1 p.m. in the 8th game every single week, you haven't seen them do this. Like, they're as fun and as flashy as Cam Jordan. They're as fun and as flashy as Jalen Ramsey. You've got guys who have big personalities and big skills. They've just been playing in a market that we don't see enough. So last night, to see it on a national showcase and to have the dominant performance, to see Jerry Hughes flying off the edge, to see Starlou Talele block a field goal, to see Ed Oliver have his 4th sack in 2 games, this is a top 10 pick. Like, just because you don't see them on television every weekend and the other networks and our show don't talk about them every day doesn't mean they're not doing it this season. It's fun to see guys who believe they are. It's like Trey White is an LSU corner who did at the highest level.
SEC.
It's been awesome for 3 years. And last night, that was the first time a lot of people got to even meet him.
Yeah.
Think about that. And they've been watching the rest of the league get all this love. Good for the Bills. A lot of good young defensive talent. And I haven't talked about their quarterback, who I think really stepped up.
Tre'Davious White's a friend of the show. We've loved him from the jump here. And we talked about his hockey fandom. Him and his family gave a beautiful shout out on the broadcast. And then during the game,
Here we go.
cameras.
Here we go.
He's doing the deck dance.
Look at this.
That's Buffalo.
Behind the bench. This is in
It's a
the
little
fourth
troll,
quarter.
little troll job,
Hey,
right?
Dak, let's talk more about your dance.
I like it.
I didn't hate it. He did his thing all day long.
See, white guys can dance.
Peter, the Bills haven't had juice in about 45 years, I think it's been, right?
45.
How about that?
Hey, here's the thing, though. So,
The world?
all week I've been saying keep your eyes on Cole Beasley, right?
Yeah.
And Cole Beasley is almost like the forgotten hero. You know, seeing him back in Dallas was like deja vu. You know, he was kind of the middleman there, or the middle child, shall I say, when he was playing for the Dallas Cowboys. And it's good to see it work out in Buffalo. And he was cooking yesterday. He had his season high, over 100 yards, a touchdown. It seems like every time that Josh Allen stepped outside the pocket or had a little bit of a scramble, he was looking for one guy. He was looking for Cole Beasley.
He was a maniac.
And I love the fact that Cole Beasley can come back in somewhat of a revenge game. I know he didn't say it.
Hey,
but
they didn't offer him the contract Buffalo did.
talk
You might
about
as well say it was.
Talk about
Randall
it.
Cobb's out there.
And on top of that, with the touchdown that he had, he matches his career high in a season with 5 touchdowns. So I love the fact that Cole Beasley can prove that, yeah, it's still a cold world. So give credit to them coming out and providing a game plan that can help one of those individuals get involved. I've been there before. I've been there where a coach would literally walk up to me and say, Nate, we're playing your former squad. We're going to get you involved. And I was like, nah, I just want to win the game. I don't know if that was the exact game plan for this, but whatever happened, it worked perfectly, and they executed it.
Great night for the Bills. Huge flex. I mean, I think that was their coolest game since the 90s. And there's 2 ways to handle this, all right? If you want to get up and you want to jump on the tables, you want to crack beers, and you want to throw unmentionables on the field, don't do that. You can do that. Or you can say, hold on a second. There's still work to be done. We got bigger goals here than beating a bad Cowboys team on a Thursday. Like, do you want to go 1 and done in the playoffs? Do you want to go 2 and done? This team is 9-3. Do you want to win this and get a wild card? And, oh, we lost to the Texans in the playoffs. Wow. I think there's a lot bigger goals on this team than just beating around the Cowboys. And I would say this, have the party. Have your 24 hours. But Monday, as fans, come to work. Because this team can go to the title game. They can do anything they want to with the defense and a fearless quarterback. So have fun, have party, hard hats on Monday. We're going back to work. That's it.
They're playing you just saw. They're playing this outfit.
It's going to be one hell of a game.
As we stand right now, they have a better defense than the Ravens. How about
what I'm
that?
saying.
Better defense than the Bears and the Ravens.
And
Third
Josh
best in the
Allen
league.
has more rushing touchdowns than Lamar Jackson, who we praise for his fancy legs.
We love Josh Allen
Allen is-
right now.
And we're talking about the playoffs, and I get it. If they take out the Ravens, like, I may have to break this table.
Yeah.
I just may have to. I mean, that's wild. And they can. They can.
You agree to that?
Like
Sure,
break the
absolutely.
table or like crash through the table?
I think I'm going to have to jump on this table and crack it. I wouldn't do it on the shield.
We'll bring a table in.
Yes.
If,
Our production's
if they
gonna like
beat
this.
if they beat the Ravens,
Yes.
I can throw you through a table.
I don't need to be thrown, Nate. I just, sure, you can throw me.
Our
Sure.
lawyers are loving this.
Absolutely. Hello.
Big fans. It's Black
great TV.
Friday. Anybody
Yes.
a Black Friday person here at the table?
I'm going to buy something today online. I'm
Are
not going
you?
to door
You're gonna
bust.
go online.
I was in the City last night. They were door busting at the electronics store. Like for blocks, they were trying to buy TVs. They were lined up.
We're gonna pick out
No, the one with the yellow tag.
gifts for NFL players. And how do the Niners stop Lamar? They unleash
The Bosa Constrictor. Wait, people are still lining up outside?
Last night, I'm telling you,
And this is my man. That basically seems like he's loyal to a fault.
it seems personal. It seems like I love this guy and I don't let him go. And meanwhile, they're dying on a vine.
Hey, the true test is if Jason Garrett is fired.
Okay.
Ian Rappaport reported that the Giants might be our team's lining up to hire him. If the answer is no, then it's, hey, Jerry, make a change. You know, if the answer is yes, because if Mike Tomlin was fired by the Steelers, there'd be a line of teams saying, oh, we want Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the same with Jason Garrett.
So is that what stood out to us last night after this game, after this loss? We'll get to the Bills. Bills fans, we know you were watching. We'll give you all the love. We've got specific segments to give you the love that you deserve, but we wanted to get this news, this Jerry Jones segment out and this bite out that we had from him before the game and after the game yesterday. What stood out to you from this Cowboys perspective? They don't run the ball with Zeke Elliott. They run it with him 12 times. Dak Prescott didn't look great.
Okay, I know I was supposed to talk about this Cowboys offense, but I don't want to. I want to talk about the Bills.
Okay.
What stood out? What stood
Great.
out is that the Bills were fantastic.
How about the Bills?
They had a trick play in the game. A trick play. The boring Bills.
I know.
The Buffalo Bills that nobody... This is like, in the 90s, the Utah Jazz looked like the Harlem Globetrotters.
True.
So for me, it's the Buffalo Bills and the creativity. That's what stood out, okay? In a moment where I thought the Dallas Cowboys were going to look like the most electric, entertaining, creative offense,
Yes.
the Buffalo Bills were that.
It was like two ships in the night yesterday. You're watching one team just go rock bottom, and you're watching one team ascend. And I think a picture and some plays speak 1,000 words. Let's see two fourth-quarter plays here. One
What
of
you
them.
got, Strikes?
This is the Cowboys on 4th and four. Let's go. We're still in this thing. Stripped. I want you to watch the box for the.
Whoa!
That's the owner. That's Brandon Beane with the thing. That's Dan Morgan. And then you look at the Cowboys when they tried going for it here, and then the Bills get it and they convert it and they put the game on ice and show you that box. That is an image of excitement, an image of enthusiasm. Brandon Beane had the pencil in his mouth and was fist pumping.
What is this image of?
Terry and Kim were excited there. This is Brandon Beane. This is Jerry Jones. I'm out of here.
He gone.
That's the difference.
SpongeBob, I'm going to head out.
That's difference. That's between the Bills right now, ascending 9-3, and the Cowboys. Okay, let's see it, but I don't know if I really want to see it.
I'm trying not to be a prisoner of the moment. Don't you feel like that was the coolest Bills win like since the 90s? I really mean that. I know they were in the playoffs a couple years ago, but they didn't have a showcase piece like this. And it's like, Nate, the boring old Buffalo Bills are cool. The quarterback is cool. The coach has this sort of like Saban vibe on the sideline. They're doing trick plays. That 4th and short, we picked up the fumble and went for it is like, that's hero ball right there. I've never seen it. Look at this. He drops it. They're screwed. He says, no, I'm going to lunge. I'm going to lunge again.
I can't even believe that.
This was an incredible play by Josh Allen, who just... Nate, you mentioned some kind of produce on CBS yesterday, and it hit the floor. It's unbelievable. The Bills are so cool all of a sudden, and damn it, they're 9-3, and they deserve it. Oh, it's great.
He become a man last night, you said.
It was, listen, I know we're all familiar with him being raised on the cantaloupe.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I said is that his cantaloupes dropped because he was maturing right in front of us. That was one hell of a play. We're all familiar. The most famous fumble not picked up on the ground is Cam Newton looking at a ball like this.
He is Cam Newton.
I saw Josh Allen yesterday sacrifice his arms, body, and legs to pick up a ball and get a first down on a 4th down. That right there was one of the most impressive plays.
Nate, they better start opening a watermelon farm now, man. I'm telling you. Look out, Josh Allen has.
They've got a matchup with this squad next week?
In Buffalo, they're the home team against Lamar.
Oh, my God.
More.
The atmosphere.
There are some small intricacies of this game, too, that will show you. Tre'Davious White was feeling himself. Cole Beasley had a revenge game of
Cole
a
Beasley
lifetime.
balled out.
Amazing. We'll get to all of that. We've got all the highlights from Saints-Falcons coming your way in a second. And we'll be back right here live on GMFB. Huge matchup at the top of the NFC. Danger Russ versus American Dad.
American Dad versus Danger Russ?
I think he's got those same slippers that you have, Kyle.